Tim. How you doing? What
So
kind
you'll have to get one of those sit-stand desks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because I just can't sit still. I always am doing something. So
Yeah. So what about you? So creative. Yeah, I've been working on my projects that I've been working on all winter. Most of the photography I like to do is at night.
okay.
And I'm running out of night. So I'm kind of closing up my lighting kit and taking stuff out of the out of the counters and packing it away. But this morning I was shooting. I have an undeveloped backyard that's been taken over by poppies, little by little every spring. And right now I have a field of California poppies, and the bumblebees are all over it. And I finally got a bumblebee in a poppy. And
actually, so funny you bring that up because I'm obsessed with bumblebees. Anytime I see them, I try to get a picture of it.
Yeah, you gotta wait around.
Yeah,
you gotta be ready.
It's hard. I don't have the patience for it. Good for you.
Yeah, you just gotta get comfortable. I mean, I was getting up to leave, man, and then okay, one more shot, and then bam, I just happened to get it in focus, and it worked out really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, do you usually like to do nature, or do you just go back and forth between humans and nature?
Well, I like to shoot everything.
Okay.
And then I had a friend of mine tell me I really have to focus on one thing,
No.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on your personality, right? Like if you're talented enough to focus on multiple things at once, then you have to use your talent for that. Personally, for me, I get bored if it's just one thing.
Yeah.
Different things, yeah.
Yeah. No, so I think it was an advice as far as getting my work out there, being known for something.
That's fair.
So I think so this last year I decided to focus on the night work, and then and so I spent some energy and some funding on that. And then but I've been playing with cameras since I was probably 11.
Okay.
So I don't know, I like everything. However, I'm inspired by good lighting. I'm inspired by nature. I like shooting people. I like shooting everything. So it just depends when, at the moment.
Okay.
So
that's the same with we're very like-minded. I have to be inspired. I'm not going to do something if I don't have the inspiration. It has to be natural. It has to be genuine. So a lot of times, I will hold something off until I feel like it's the right idea, and then that's when I execute it. But I just want to make sure it's, it's me.
So then, what is it that you're doing then? What is the medium then?
Yeah. So I have a lot going on. So I'm starting my YouTube. I'm editing a YouTube video right now. I focus a lot on mental health, self-improvement, and fashion. So my newest YouTube video is going to be about because we're all stuck in the house right now, and that's making everyone really anxious, making everyone really angry, and we're lashing out at people for no reason. And so I want to focus on the things that we have in common. So I'm doing a vulnerability challenge, just asking my friend questions, we're answering them, being honest, just so that we can see what we have in common and not just be so, I guess, aggressive to everyone. So that's one thing. And then I do my fashion blog. So I have a website, and I do some articles about what I've been through, my journey from South Carolina to California. Because a lot of people are very impressed with my move. It doesn't mean anything to me. I thought it was easy, but a lot of people just don't have I guess I don't know, they don't believe in themselves enough to do it. And so I'm just kind of writing my experience to see if I can encourage other people.
Well, I think when you leave California or the Bay Area, that's why would you do it, right?
Exactly.
And if anybody's ever traveled, I mean, when I travel, I thought, okay, could I live here? No.
No.
I'm giving up this or giving up that. So that was something I would sample but when I get to talk to people from other parts of the country and they're living there, I get a snapshot of their world.
Yeah.
And I was doing that during my isolation when I was getting my when my phone crashed and my computer crashed. I was doing tech support. I was talking to a gal from North Carolina, and we had to spend so much time together. There was a lot of idle time, so I got to get an idea of what her world was like. It was really interesting to me. Talking to another American, what they're about, to get to be where they are today. It was fascinating. I really enjoy people. But yeah, your journey, you're nomadic. Some people will find that very nomadic, and it's uproot. That's huge.
Yeah, I guess. No, I just like to listen to how people respond to me because I focus on myself. I don't want to focus on what anyone else is doing. So a lot of times I don't realize that I'm doing things in an atypical way. And so when people are like, "Oh, how cool! Whoa, you did that!" I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna capitalize on this and just put my voice out."
Well, yeah. So but you were talking about people lashing out, and Are they?
Oh God, yeah. I've already experienced that. Oh my God.
Well, what are you finding? I mean,
Oh God.
I,
People are just like, people are only focused on their experience right now. And so when you tell them what you're experiencing, they may not always register because they're already so consumed with what they're feeling. And so they
yeah.
may respond in like a really negative or nasty way. And I'm a very positive person. So a lot of times people can take my kindness and take advantage of that.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know that I don't allow people to take advantage of me. So,
Yeah, I've got a line for that, and you've
oh
probably
yeah,
heard this before. Don't mistake my kindness as a sign of weakness, right?
oh yeah, I'm not weak at all.
Yeah, right, right. So but I think, as an art form, people just need like simple symbols, like, coding symbols, So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make a YouTube video addressing people's mental health and
Not
help them carry forward.
trying to bring people together. So like I'm very big on talking about what I experienced because I've struggled a lot in my past and I didn't really have support. And so I want to make sure other people feel like they have support. And so I just kind of like am being vulnerable so that other people feel like they can be vulnerable and not feel like they're being attacked. Because a lot of times people only see things from their view. And so when you say something and then in their mind they think it's like you're challenging them, they'll freak out or they'll get sad. And so I'm just doing this so that we all see like the humanity in each other, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we'll
So
see. I'm
then,
excited though. It's like
so
a heart piece, I guess.
so what is Instagram relevant for you?
It's super relevant. And I'm someone who like I'm outgoing when I'm outgoing, and then other than that, I want to be introverted and I want to be private. But I realize that it's a tool that I need to use. So I've been slowly pushing myself to use Instagram. I started like with maybe like let me see, 3 months ago, I think I had like 79 followers, and now I have 250 because I'm like really trying to push myself to grow it. So I started with just like letting my friends add me so that I felt more comfortable and I didn't feel pressured. And then I started, I got on Facebook. And so I added my friends from like college, like from my past. And so by that, I could find them on Instagram. And so I started adding them on Instagram. So I'm just doing everything in small steps. Like I did my friends first, and then I did the people I know. And now I'm letting the other people who are actually interested in what I'm doing follow me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you create up like a pseudonym for yourself, or is it just you?
Yeah, it's Harper Adorned.
It's what?
Harper Adorned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then then because I have created like 2 Instagram accounts that doesn't show my name really,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then my Facebook is just kind of like personal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just my friends,
Yeah.
and I've been kicking off people from work because if I ever do a photo essay of my COVID experience, I really don't want anybody saying, "Hey, I think that shot came from the VA,"
No, I understand.
and I
only
don't
have
need
one
that kind of trouble,
coworker. I only have one coworker that I allow to follow me.
right? So and with the federal service, it can be a lot of trouble. So I'm just, trying to like figure out how to distance myself for some things and then promote myself for others. And I haven't figured out exactly how to go about that yet. I'm still.
Let me tell you how I did it. I compartmentalized it. So Instagram, it's like purely for like visuals for me. So like all the vanity stuff, that's what I put on Instagram. Mental health, every now and then I'll show my personality like that. But I'm more vulnerable on Facebook because I feel like people are more receptive to that. They have more time. They know you. They actually care that you're doing well. And so that's kind of where I express myself. And then I have my Facebook page, my Harper Adorned, and that's where I focus on like the fashion content. And so eventually I'm going to stop posting stuff on my Facebook, my personal Facebook. So they'll go to my Harper Adorned. Because right now, only like my people from college, like who already know me, follow my Facebook. But eventually I want to delete my Facebook. So it's just my page. But I'm trying to like get as many people to follow as possible right now.
Yeah. Okay. How about Twitter or I guess.
Twitter. I don't know. Maybe everything in small steps. I just got on Facebook a month ago, so I'm like.
Oh, you just got on Facebook a month ago?
I like to.
Is it relevant? Is it relevant in this day and age? I mean, you almost have to ask a teenager what's relevant.
I thought it wasn't relevant, but all my friends from South Carolina are still on it. So maybe it's just a West Coast, East Coast thing where people on the East Coast are on Facebook. I'm not sure, but everyone on the East Coast seems to still be active.
Well, I think it's a good question to ask. I mean, you have to look at a demographic, right?
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Especially because I'm from South Carolina, so I have a lot of people who know me from there, but I'm still trying to capitalize on, like, I'm in the West, so I want more followers from the West Coast. So actually, that's super true. Maybe I should see if more people on the West Coast are on Twitter.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you have to tweet.
Yeah.
You have to say things, and of course, that would be that would be, that's your content,
Yeah.
right? That's your content. You can do commentary on anything you think that might be causing issue. I
Yeah.
mean, but I think that, for you, Twitter would be a good medium because
I hate other people's opinions though, because like I look at things objectively and most people do not. And I
it's
just,
not about opinion, it's about observation.
yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're talking about mental health, right?
Yeah.
It's about perspective.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, you know what? I'm older than you, right? So this is where
Yeah,
this
I
comes
gotta
in.
work towards that. I'm still
No,
working.
no, no. Check it out. Check it out. So about 10 years ago, I was surrounded by guys like me, 10 years older than me, and they would say things that would kind of blow me away. Like they were in a hurry. They were all in a hurry. Like they would buy like hundred surfboards, like bam, 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 like down in Southern California. Like, man, what are you doing? How is it you have all these?
Yeah.
And then, or they're in a hurry to like surf anything and everywhere, or they were in a hurry about a lot of things. I mean, I almost think they were probably having extramarital affairs. They were in a hurry, midlife crisis stuff. And they would say these were like really prolific things.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm in this place and I get it because they kind of they see the horizon line and it's coming up on them, right?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that I find myself saying things that I have these observations that illuminate the shadows that people don't see, and I think that when you're on Twitter, you don't have to form an opinion, you just have to illuminate, like, look here, look here, and if you're addressing mental health,
that's true.
And as an artist, you will see things, or from your experience, or from an East Coast perspective, or as a woman, or as a particular demographic, as an American fitting a demographic, or how the world looks at you, or how you see the world. You shed light. So I think it's important, and that will help you draw people to your work, right? And it keeps you relevant. I mean, that's why all the politicians use Twitter. They have to stay relevant, right? Or they age out. I mean, that's really important.
Yeah, very true. That's the funny thing though. A lot of times I have these thoughts that I think are just mundane and I'll say it and then I get likes for it. I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe I should speak out more.
Well, I think it's valid and I think it's timely, and I think that, art moves people. That's the whole point behind art, right? Exactly. It's supposed to cause thought. You're supposed to, and we're supposed to talk about it. I mean, I went to the modern, but that's what art's all about. It's supposed to make you, it's strong work that makes you stop and pause and look into it. What is it about that image? Why did you take that? And why is it selected for this show? And, and so that is the whole idea that, we're supposed to move people. We're supposed to impress people. And so, we should comment on that and we should spend some time with that. I mean,
you have a great voice and other people can benefit from it.
Right. The better the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think you're part of the solution, what you're telling me.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I like to protect my energy, so I'll do things if I feel comfortable, but I also don't like to be attacked. So. Well,
I know, but I mean, you're saying like people are angry and we're having this situation that's going to live with us for a while. I have a feeling that I don't know, just from your comments,
maybe
this might be part of your milieu for a long time. No?
I can't see it right now. You said, like you said, you're able to see the little shadows that other people can't see. Maybe you can see something that I can't, because right now.
No, I'm hopeful. I'm not projecting that on you, honestly. Just what you were telling me, what you're thinking about and how people are behaving, and
it's
how
scary,
you're noticing right now.
To see, like, people are deteriorating right now.
Yeah. Well, everybody needs support. I know it's been my practice is to thank people for their service. Now, this is what we say to veterans all the time, but I say it to everybody. And I stay on message, and it really helps.
I'm really big on like telling the people in my life that I appreciate them, whether they're in my life anymore or whether they still are. I just like periodically, I'm like, you were in my life during this period, you helped me with this, thank you so much. I just really like to spread that love, because you never know if someone is down and they just need that extra push. And when you're thinking of them, it's nice to show them that you are.
Yeah, I think it makes a difference.
It does. Definitely.
I think that's a great gift.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, this is good stuff. So so I took a couple workshops and mostly just so I could talk to some professional photographers about workflow And the common thing that came out of that is they used Photo Mechanic for workflow management, image management. They didn't use Lightroom for that. Photo Mechanic was for photographers, like for magazines and newspapers, and they would dump all their files in that, and they would rule out all their images in Photo Mechanic. They didn't use Lightroom for that.
Yeah.
And some of the YouTube guys do it too. Any of the photographers like on YouTube, like wedding photographers, they use Photo Mechanic. It was a lot easier. Now I haven't looked at the software, but that came up quite a bit.
Okay, I'll look into that.
And so it's not a photo editing software, but it was something for file management.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing, so before I spend any more time on any digital editing, I wanted to find out like which was the best way to go. Mm-hmm. And then DxOMark was a photo editing software that was really good for pulling out detail out of the shadow areas.
Ooh,
and there's a guy.
Actually, well, let me get your opinion, because I don't have a good eye for photos at all. I just do whatever. I don't know if the photos I'm taking are good. I don't know if the way I'm editing them are good. Do you have like any tips for like, I just need to know what you would say the most important thing to edit on a photo is, I guess, in terms of the lighting.
Okay. So when it comes to taking a photograph of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I only have pictures of myself in my fashion.
Okay. All right. And then tell me more about the situation. Like, where are you photographing?
It's usually a full body shot. It just shows my outfit. I'm usually like, I like the good lighting, so I usually only take it during the day. So like yeah. So
you have natural light coming into the space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you want to have like no distracting background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have like a wall or a.
It depends. I go back and forth. Sometimes it's a white wall. Other times it's actually a background, like a flowers maybe. But. Okay.
All right. So as long as you like, the attention could be just on you and nothing else, and you have, light coming in. So therefore, then you want to have, when you're moving your sliders around, right? You may have, depending on what you're using, and if you're using Lightroom, then I don't know the terms for them. You want to make sure you have a black point, right? Okay. So something that's black has to be really black. So this is what all these guys say, right? This is what I'm always hearing. Okay. I mean, I just went through some photo critiques, and this was hearing them say a lot in other people's photos.
The contrast.
And then another thing that was common in the critique was when you're sliding, go to the extreme and then come back to what looks normal.
Okay.
Don't go up to what looks normal. Go to the extreme color or the extreme brightness and then slide back slowly. And I notice when I'm using sliders, it takes a while for the computer to catch up. Mm-hmm. Come back slowly to what looks normal to you.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can't tell you what order to go in, because I notice like, sometimes, cast could be, if you do that too soon, I think that should be later. I don't know if there's a particular order, and maybe there's some instruction in Lightroom which order to go in.
Yeah.
There might be an order. But so depending on what you're wearing, if you're wearing something that's dark navy or black, you want to get some definition out of it, right? If there's a seam or a stitch, and if the stitching's light, you want to pull that detail out. So you might need to tweak color, or you might need to tweak the shadow area to pull that stitch detail, right? Okay. Or a button that you want to be able to show off.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if Chanel always has loud buttons, but you're not wearing Chanel, right?
It's sad. As someone who's focused on fashion, I rarely pay attention to actually how my clothes look in the photos. I more pay attention to like if my hair looks good, my skin color.
Yeah. So okay, narcissistic one.
No, I'm just saying, because people on Instagram are very superficial, so you do have to make sure that looks good. And I just didn't think about the detail of my outfit, like the stitch.
Oh yeah. So
good point.
What you need is another pair of eyes on your stuff.
Exactly. I just don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, well, because you've probably been looking at it too much, right? So you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know what you don't know, right? So someone else say, well, what are you trying to tell me here? I can't tell what you're wearing. I don't know where the seam. I don't know where it stops and it ends.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a great perspective. Oh,
maybe you should show. Maybe you should show me some of your pictures.
Yes, we should.
And I could critique it.
Let's follow each other on Instagram. You can ask me questions about Facebook or whatever else, and I'll ask you questions about photos.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you next time. Stay
Yeah.
safe, stay healthy. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.